Yo.
Yo, yo.
Hello.
Welcome, Jason Fish, to the pod.
Thanks so much.
Yeah.
Nice
Great to
see
be
you,
here.
buddy.
Yeah. Glad to be here.
Yeah. We're doing the thing. Co-host of the New Dia open mic with your boy.
That is perhaps my greatest accomplishment.
Yeah, me too.
That'll be on my gravestone, I think.
Dude, your post advertising it the other day made me really laugh.
It wasn't even advertising. It was telling
It was
people it wasn't happening.
Yeah.
Well, it worked. It made me want to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how we generate buzz.
What was it that you said?
I think I said 3 harsh truths, like New Dia is not happening, Santa Claus was killed by the CIA, and Shakespeare wasn't just one guy, he was a room full of chimps using typewriters.
Santa was killed by the CIA.
Yeah.
That's fucking phenomenal.
For being a socialist.
Great point.
I think he's giving
Great
out all those
point.
presents, right?
Yeah.
You think America's going to accept that?
Where is he getting all those presidents but the American tax base?
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, as an invention, that works. I mean, he was an invention of Coca-Cola, essentially.
They say that. I mean, there was a historical Santa Claus.
Sinterklaas.
Right, or Saint Nicholas.
There's also, the Germans also had like an evil one.
Krampus?
Yeah.
Krampus is sick, dude.
Yeah, Krampus rules, Santa rules. But no, Coca-Cola, like, commandeered the idea to sell Cokes. And just made, like, created this image of, like, the fat, jolly dude.
I think old Santa, there was, like, instead of coal, I think there used to be, like, this weird racist component where Santa Claus had, like, a black sidekick who would kidnap you and shit. Like, it was fucked up. Like, if you were bad.
Are you serious?
That was instead of, like, we just didn't say it. Like,
Amy, we gotta pull that up.
That is a reference for sure.
Yeah.
Santa Claus black sidekick.
How bad would it be if nothing came up? It's like, oh, Jason just came up with this horrific idea on his own.
Or it's like a sidekick that's just good.
Yeah, there he is. Zwarte Piet. Black Pete. Yes.
Oh, Black Pete, right.
Yeah.
They have a Black Pete festival in the Netherlands, I think. Like in Amsterdam.
And they do, like, blackface and some shit,
Yeah,
probably.
where, like,
Jesus.
there's one day, there's a really funny episode of Atlanta where, like, Donald Glover's character, the rapper who he's a manager to in the show, and their
Paperboy. Yes.
Paperboy, yes. Great fucking show.
Yeah.
They go to Amsterdam and they're, like, tripping heavily, and then suddenly they see people with blackface everywhere. It's like
Terrifying.
The worst thing to see as a black person when you're tripping.
Yeah.
That's the other like, have you ever seen pictures of, like, Semana Santa in Spain, like Holy Week in Spain? They're all wearing, like, Ku Klux Klan style robes. Like, it's like a Roman Catholic Church event, but their robes look exactly like the KKK. And they're just parading. It's like, this is the week leading up to Easter.
Yeah.
And it's just an insane sight. It's just funny when other countries do stuff that is so racist looking in America, but is not at all that in Europe. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
it's like, they've...
I think blackface is universal.
This should not, to be clear, this should not be happening.
Yeah, dude, when I was in Colombia and they had Carnival celebrations, which were awesome. Like, every so up, there were a few, like, archetypes of people that people dressed as.
Yeah.
One of them was a blackface character.
Yeah.
And, like, and there was a dance associated with it was really fucked up.
Just crip walking.
Yes. Yeah, they're just destroying Drake every year. No, dude, it was really fucked up. They would dance in this, like, very, like, sort of, like, spastic, like, frenetic way. Frenetic is the word. And that's because they used to, like, torture black people with, like, bugs and shit.
Jesus.
Yeah. And this is just like a
Right.
beloved aspect of this festival, and of course a bunch of, like, white progressive Peace Corps volunteers. Me and my friends are like, "What the fuck is this?" Yeah. But it's the kind of thing that, you're not gonna. These people have been doing this forever. You're not gonna talk them out of it. Yeah, like they have to decide.
Well, let me tell you about the history. Yeah, you get.
Right,
There's no reasoning with long-held traditions.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, yeah, because then you'll get a bunch of statue guys over there, dude. Right. Or the equivalent to that. We want our black dancing, dude.
Yeah, what's next? We're gonna tear down statues of Simon Bolivar and Pablo Escobar. Yeah. How did we get on this? Fuck.
We were talking Santa Claus.
We were talking
Santa Claus. Yeah, Santa being assassinated by the CIA. Yes, excellent joke by Fishman. Yeah, you have great writing.
His promos are always great for New Dia. I love it.
That's why it's such a thriving mic.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not all a little less sad, a little more sad on Mondays. Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a tough one because like it's hard to get people in off the street for a mic like that.
Yeah, when they do, dude, they always end up leaving right in the middle of someone's set. And it's just like, God damn it.
Yeah, one woman came in. She's like, "What are you guys doing here?" Like, "Oh, it's an open mic." She's like, "I'm not high enough for this," and then she just left. Which honestly, fair. Completely fair. Yeah.
Honestly, very fair. You guys want to talk about our weekends?
Yeah.
Dude, tell me about New York.
New York was sick. Yesterday, me and Alexis Cristaldi, shout out, homie. We went to New York. We had a show at Rodney's, which was Dangerfield's, but they moved locations, so they changed the name too, for some reason. I don't know why. I thought maybe Rodney Dangerfield got in trouble, and they're like, "Yeah, maybe we'll sneak it around with this." But it wasn't anything. Wasn't anything like that.
From what I gathered, Dangerfield's was basically abandoned for a really long time.
Yeah,
nobody was going. So it's funny to rebrand something that had no brand to begin with.
Yeah.
And you're saying this used to be owned by Dangerfield himself?
Yeah, it's the same.
Okay.
It's the same club. It's
Cool.
got pictures of Rodney all over the place and shit.
And do we know if his family still maintain it, or probably?
I don't know, but I doubt. I mean, probably not.
Yeah.
But who
Good,
knows?
good brand though. Yeah.
Little tidbit that you'll like. You might like to also. Greg Giraldo's son is a comic in New York, and he hosts the first open mic that we went to.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, very cool.
Yep.
You know, Greg Giraldo was a lawyer before he became a comedian?
Yeah.
He was like a legit
He went to
lawyer.
Harvard.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. What a waste of time. Don't you feel that? Like all these people, like Bill Burr was a dental hygienist. Like.
Really?
Yeah, dude. I know a guy who had Bill Burr work on his teeth, like because he grew up like around because he was right in Canton,
He was from
Massachusetts. He's
Boston,
right,
yeah.
yeah. So like,
Bill Burr?
it just seems like such a just go through all that time.
That doesn't match him at all.
Well, his
The
dad's
most
a dentist.
off-brand.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he worked in his dad's dental office.
It's still
yeah.
the most off-brand fucking thing.
Yeah.
It's Tiny, same thing. Tiny's dad's.
Tiny's dad's a dentist?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or one of his parents is a dentist. I know. He has a joke about it.
Yeah.
But
He has
that
a
would
joke
be
about
hilarious
yeah.
if Tiny was like a fucking dental hygienist.
Yeah.
Yeah, this whole time.
He'd be like the Bryan Cranston in Seinfeld, just hitting the laughing gas every. Man, but yeah, because he did this joke about like how his dad was a comic too and whatever, and people are always like, oh well, it's good that he has so much material out that like you can look back on, and he's like, yeah, but. All his material is just about him doing coke and cheating on my mom, so it's not really sentimental to me. And I was like, yeah, it's a banger. It was good. But, yeah, so we did 3 mics in total and the show. And then we went and hung out at the Cellar. And then we took the bus back home at 1 a.m.
How did the culture feel like it compared to Boston, like in terms of the open mic?
Dude, I've been there twice now, and it's... I mean, the open mics are weird, but just the availability of it is so much better.
Yeah.
Like, if you look at Bad Slava, dude, there's like 30 mics a day.
Damn.
And you can just pick which ones you go to.
What's Slava?
Bad Slava is like this app for, it's a website for like comedy, open
cool.
mics. And,
For any city?
yeah, it's got like every city.
So
The
you
Boston
can
one,
basically-
the Boston one's not updated at all.
Right.
But the New York one is fucking like this is just today.
Wow.
So you can be doing comedy for basically as much time as you have.
Dude, they start at like 12:30 in the afternoon.
That's
And
incredible.
when's the latest one?
Some nights it's like midnight, some nights it's 10, 10:15,
Yeah.
10:45. Like
Yeah.
they
right.
go,
So if
they
you got
go late.
if you got nothing else going on.
Damn,
that's
if
all
you
day.
were a rich
Yeah.
kid with your bills paid, you could do,
Yeah.
like, in high school, you could be putting in, like, 12 hours a day.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Man, no excuse not to get good.
No, it's just, that's the city for grinding, dude. That's grind time over there, dude.
Yeah, man.
Did you feel like the quality of jokes you were hearing at the open mic was better? Or?
No.
Okay. Well, that's interesting, isn't it?
That's the
Yeah.
universal truth. Open mic
Yeah,
fucking
sure.
suck.
Yeah. Yeah.
Honestly, I'm
No.
impressed sometimes.
I mean,
in
some
Boston.
comics
Yeah.
were good.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the same.
It's not noticeable.
It's not that
I'm
much
just wondering
different.
if everyone's hitting so many mics, so they're all going to be so much sharper than.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. There's a couple people that I'm like, oh, that's good shit.
Right.
Whatever. But then there's like it's the same thing, dude.
Great.
There's the
Yeah.
I saw 2 puppeteers yesterday
Puppeteers.
at 2 different mics.
That's what the Boston scene is missing.
Yeah, dude.
Yes.
Yeah, the closest thing we have is Davey P.
I was just gonna say,
Only a
dude.
matter of time before he pulls out the puppets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He'd probably kill it.
But yeah, I suppose the process for like graduating to paid shows is about the same. So like you're not going to see, so the spectrum of qualities can be the same everywhere, because that when somebody gets to that level, they just start doing paid shows.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah. Well, cool, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was really fun. And then, yeah, we went to the cellar. I ate at Ben's Pizza again because I would suck Louis if I saw him in a room. But
Is Ben's Pizza the one
that's
he
the
goes
place
to
he
in the
goes to
opening?
in the opening of
yeah.
Louis. Yeah.
The pizza does look good.
It's fire. Dude.
Yeah.
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 It's really good. And then we met Ian Fidance outside of the cellar, which was sick. And we saw Drew Dunn and talked to him also.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
That's a Boston guy.
Cool.
Alexis had opened for him before, so we had the in on that one.
Very cool.
Yeah. And then the bus ride sucks, but it's nice and easy.
How
and it's
long did
cheap.
it take you?
It's like 3.5 hours. Or
For
something like
what, $20?
Yeah, it was 30 each way.
Yeah.
So
Where
it was like $60-something with tax to get out there, and then
Nice.
the mics are like $5 each to do,
Yeah.
which is whatever.
Yeah. Once you and I start a mic, we're gonna charge motherfuckers for sure.
The only mic that charges you in Boston.
The only
yeah.
mic that charges you in Boston, and it's gonna be so much better than all the other mics.
Yeah, we're gonna get a premium experience.
Yeah, we're gonna jack up the prices pretty almost instantly.
No, I was thinking if we do a mic, we should do like a point type of thing, like pre-booked, but
Pre-booked.
longer sets maybe.
Yeah,
I think that would be more fun.
I don't know, or we could vary.
We don't have
we
anywhere
could
in the
do-
city to practice longer
Sure.
form set, like
Yeah.
10-minute sets.
That's true.
Yeah,
There's nowhere for that.
I also like the idea of doing like a classic open mic style, but with full quality control, like Kill Tiny. So like if we really hate somebody's act, we can just like
Cut the mic off.
throw a phone book at them, get off the fucking stage. I just love all those old stories
Patrice
of like
O'Neill.
Patrice and Bill
Yeah.
Burr and Kevin Hart and all those guys,
Yeah.
like just abusing newcomers to the scene.
Yeah.
That seems more.
Patrice
funnier
did that
me.
to Kevin Hart, didn't he?
Yeah, literally,
a phone book at him?
threw
Oh
a
my
phone
God.
book.
And was like, read something out of there.
Yeah.
It's probably funnier.
It's more interesting than what you're saying is the contents of that phone book. Yeah, I would
So
pay,
funny.
honestly, if that was an actual possibility, I would pay to go to that open mic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, fuck this supportive bullshit. Oh, that was really good.
Yeah.
Like, no, it wasn't.
Even Kill Tiny, the judges they're funny, but they weren't too mean. They were,
No.
Yeah.
Raul was telling me a story about a mic that I think Big D used to run.
Yeah.
That was like kind of like that,
I
like
could
off
see
the
that.
walls,
Yeah.
fucking nuts. Like the crowd would just like turn on you immediately. Big D would tell them to just heckle you the entire time, and they wouldn't stop.
Yeah, there used to be
Yeah,
like
It
a
was
heckle
like-
mic.
Yeah. I think that's the one that Raul was talking about. I don't know what it was called, but he said it was mad fun.
We don't have any
Obviously,
black room open
Raul
mics.
thought
Yeah.
it was fun. Though.
Yeah, Raul was probably instigating it.
Raul thrives in combative environments.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, but you'll notice those are the most fun.
Yeah.
Like,
They're fun if you're okay. Like for working out material, probably not useful, but just for being quick on your feet and responding to
Yep.
shit, probably
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, it'd be nice to still have a mic like that, just to test those skills at least a little bit, you know?
yeah.
Because we don't really get that. If you ever if I got a heckler at a show, dude, I would fucking crumble. Like, stop being mean to me, please.
Yeah, exactly. we need thicker skins. Also, I think I truly think that there is a market, so to speak, for people that want to go to a mic where like shit might go down at any moment.
Yeah.
Like so.
Well, that's what
for
Jimmy's
every
was for a long time.
Sure.
Kind
Well,
of,
I
yeah.
never made it to the TAM, but I heard that also had kind of an insane
Yeah.
vibe. Yeah.
Yep.
We still get the occasional maniac at Genie's. I mean, Tam was
That's
chaotic
true.
mainly because people just weren't
Paying
people weren't paying
attention.
attention. They were doing
Yeah.
their own thing. But I think like for every person we send running and crying out of the room, I think we'll get two who hear about that and they're like, I want to check this out.
Sick. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I support the chaos.
Yeah, dude.
Yep.
Anyway, I didn't have a very chaotic weekend. I went down to Nantucket to see my buddy, which is it's a wild experience down there because it's like this like unofficial royalty, like this weird level of wealth. And like his family doesn't have a ton of money, but they've been there forever, so they're really well connected. like Dave Portnoy, for example, like has a place down there and is trying to get into the clubs there, but he's been rejected a bunch of times because he's seen as like a lowbrow kind of guy.
What type of clubs you mean?
Like yacht clubs.
Oh, okay.
And he
The Nantucket Comedy Clubs? I'm like, he's trying to pivot to stand-up now? I'm like,
Oh my god, yeah. A comedian, I don't think it doesn't matter.
I think
how
the one time he
successful you
did
are.
stand up, he said the N word, didn't he?
Jesus.
It was
Portnoy?
yeah.
There's one rule! Yeah.
Google it. I'm pretty sure.
He just
I'm pretty sure
went
I'm factual
full
on that.
Michael Richards? Yeah. Great.
Instantly.
No, it was soft A, but still.
Yeah. Yeah, apparently he, and this is gossip that, I mean, I don't think this podcast will ever get big enough for this to come back to us, but like, Portnoy was Dr. Disrespecting at this specific bar. It's just very funny because he's made this kind of like culture very much part of his brand. Like, he brags to people about having a house on Nantucket. I don't know where Portnoy's behavior took place.
Okay.
I just know that my buddy
Yelled at him at that bar.
at that bar.
Okay. All right.
And then I think word got around that Portnoy has been doing this. So where these girls were, I don't know.
Okay.
I wouldn't put it past any teenage girl to be hitting on 40-year-olds at bars, though.
Yeah.
Like, I have so many female friends who've, like, bragged to me about that. Like, oh, yeah, when I was 16, I totally tried to fuck older guys. It's like, oh, you just wantonly tried to ruin lives.
Dude, I knew a bunch of girls in high school that were like dating like older brothers of like girls that we were in school, and we were like 16 probably, and they were like 20 something.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, come on now.
This is illegal.
Yeah.
You know what you're doing.
The guys that shouldn't even be at college parties anymore, at high school parties, you know those type of guys.
God.
Yeah.
Did you see that controversy with Dragon Pizza in Portnoy a while
did.
ago? Yeah.
Oh,
Did
yeah.
you see it? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Where he just basically came and said it sucked. And I was very conflicted there because I don't like Dave Portnoy at all, but I kind of agree with him on the pizza. So I'm like, I don't love that pizza.
I like Dragon.
You think it's good? Yeah.
I like that he
It's
made fun of
fine.
how tight the dude's shirt was. That was hilarious. It was very funny.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't blow my mind, but I
Yeah.
thought it was fine.
It's okay.
You know?
Yeah.
It made me think that there was something else happening there. That
Yeah.
he had like had some kind of conflict with management or something.
Wasn't that what it was? It was something with him coming in or something.
I think he was doing a review right in front of the business.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's about a 7 or whatever. And then the owner's like, get out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a sick move. I mean, those pizza reviews are probably like one of the best things that can happen to a business. So for a
If
guy-
it goes well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
true,
Yep.
yeah.
A 7's probably not. I forget what it was, but a 7's probably not helping your.
On his scale,
Bread.
it's pretty good.
On his scale,
Is it?
that's pretty
Okay.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's pretty tight.
He,
Pretty tight
he
now.
virtually never breaks 9. So
Yeah,
okay.
if you're in the 8 range, you're pretty much the best.
Yeah.
All right.
7 is solid.
Yeah.
I know way too much about this.
Yeah, me too. Dude, during COVID, I used to watch those all the time.
Yeah.
And then like he would do like the like frozen pizza ones. And I was like,
Yeah.
sick.
Yep.
What frozen pizza am I ordering this
Yeah.
week to try?
Say what you will about Dave Pedophile Portnoy.
This guy knows pizza.
No, he knows pop culture. I compared him. I was telling this story to my mom the other day for whatever reason. Like I made this comparison the other day. He's like a male Kardashian in that he has his finger on the pulse of what guys are interested in, much like Kardashians have their fingers on the pulse of what women are interested in. I've just ever since high school and following Barstool Sports, every time he's done gone down a new road,
Yep.
it
It's
makes
huge.
total sense to me.
Yeah,
like
dude.
these foam parties, you know.
Yep.
It's like I'm not a foam party guy, but that looks like a lot of fucking fun.
Yeah.
You know.
He used to do those sick college concerts too. Like with like Mac Miller when he was first starting and shit
fucking
like
A.
that. Like
yeah.
Like he was on Mac before fucking everyone, dude.
Yeah. He gets it.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, he gets it.
Yeah. Man of the people, dude.
Yeah.
Aside from any speculations.
Yeah, man of the people. Hopefully he's not, hopefully he cuts out the whole kid bangery. Yeah. It's the theme of this podcast.
You're the perf.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're the perf.
You're the perf. Dr.
Yeah.
Disrespect, dude, is in the news today.
Yeah. Get back to Nantucket in a second, but Dr. Disrespect.
Yeah, we
What
got
is
a
this
segue,
deal?
at least,
What
right?
kind of
I'll
kind
just
of
pull up the
content
tweet.
does he do?
So
Is he a
he's
video
just like
game
a video
streamer?
game streamer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Call of Duty, CSGO,
Yeah.
shit like that.
It's so funny to me that those guys aren't even necessarily good at the video games. Like I remember
He's
when I
pretty good.
was in middle school and I was like fiending to play Call of Duty and my parents wouldn't let me. I would watch videos of guys playing, but what I always enjoyed is that they were way better than me.
Miner is trending on Instagram. I mean on Twitter.
Minors.
Minor.
So
Minor.
maybe like minor leagues?
I don't know.
Or no, just minor kids?
No, it's because of Dr. Disrespect.
No shit.
Because that's the word he used, I think.
So so is this apology...
It's a long-ass fucking tweet, too. I didn't even know you could tweet this much.
I didn't even know that there could be a celebrity I've never heard of who's now been canceled. I have no idea who this guy is.
It is a funny way to get acquainted with somebody.
It's like, oh no, not Dr. Disrespect.
Yeah.
I had such faith in him. He was my general care doctor. He was my practitioner. Yeah.
All right, where's the line that he says it?
Yeah, dude. Elon changed that, Kenny. He made it so that there's no limit on...
Oh,
if you pay.
No limit on...
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Because free speech isn't so free anymore. You know?
I know. Yeah, I liked the impetus of him buying Twitter. I do think like censorship on social media can be excessive, and like and I thought it was really sketchy how they had these like back channels with the FBI to like basically shut down people that the FBI didn't like. Like the Twitter files were really interesting, but ever since then, Elon's running it has been like this. It's so fucking chaotic.
Yeah.
And all these ridiculous things like charging people money. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all over the place. All right, this is like halfway through the thing. Were there Twitch whisper messages with an individual minor back in 2017? The answer is yes. Were there real intentions behind these messages? The answer is absolutely not. These were casual, mutual conversations that sometimes leaned too much in the direction of being inappropriate, but nothing more. Nothing illegal happened, no pictures were shared, no crimes were committed. I never even met the individual. I went through a lengthy arbitration regarding a civil dispute with Twitch, and that case was resolved by a settlement. Let me be clear, it was not a criminal case against me, and no criminal charges have ever been brought against me. But using the word minor, dude, is crazy. And also just, like, texting a minor, shit like that.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, it's the
But then he's like,
thing.
but then at the end, he's like, fucking, I'm going to take a break with an extended vacation with my family, as mentioned on stream, and I'm coming back with a heavy weight off my shoulders. They want me to disappear. Yeah, fucking right.
I like that too. How these guys, that's always a move these guys make is like they're trying to take me down. It's like, no, you're getting called out.
Yeah, he's Kevin Spaceying right now, dude.
He's Kevin Spacey. Yeah, exactly. Kevin Spacey. Russell Brand did that too.
He pivoted hard right after.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. It was like, well, for him, what was funny is that he had pivoted right beforehand. So it's almost like preemptive.
He saw it coming.
Like a preemptive, like, so he can then say, look, they're just coming after me, you know?
It's weird that he pivoted hard spiritual, right? First he was just this cheeky English comedian, and then he went weird, like, consciousness. I don't know what consciousness is. He talked about it all the time. And then he went hard. The evolution is quite a trajectory.
Brand has touched pretty much every base from the beginning of his career. He's been like insufferable liberal. He is now insufferable conservative.
Yeah.
Yeah. Comedian, actor, musician.
Dude, Forgetting Sarah Marshall is a phenomenal comedy movie, though.
Dude, his performances have always been funny.
So good.
Yeah. Yeah. He was hilarious on that. He was hilarious.
Get him to the Greek.
Get him to the Greek.
Yeah.
But I have a hard time listening. He loves the smell of his own farts about as much as anybody I've ever seen. Like seeing him on like talk shows and stuff is impossible. I've never seen anybody like monopolize a conversation like he does.
Mm-hmm.
Until I got on this podcast. I won't shut the fuck up.
Yeah, damn it, Jason.
Yeah.
There's other people here. Anyway, back to my story about being on the Nantucket.
Yep.
I I went to this dinner party with this guy that happened to have this guy there, Oobah Butler, who I was just telling Jason about, and I want you to see some of his videos. So he's a content creator for Vice, and like I guess like this series that they call what he does is like life hacks. They're really just sort of like really elaborate pranks on various businesses and just people in general.
Yeah.
Like
he just calls pizza places and orders pizza to a random house or something.
But on the highest possible level. so like if there's a spectrum of prank, there's that's like entry level. This dude is all pro. So he did this thing. Of course, all of this is online. People can go watch this. But like, he did this thing where he made a fake restaurant. He like made a website for a fake restaurant where like he put up fake pictures of food. He put up like fake descriptions of meals. He made each meal like not the name of the food it was, but the name of like a mood. So it's like you order comfortable, or something.
Yep.
And he makes this website. He starts submitting reviews for the restaurant on TripAdvisor, like just 5 stars over and over again, and like writing these elaborate reviews about how awesome the place is. Before long, the ranking of the restaurant starts rising in TripAdvisor's ranking. So it starts out as like 18,000 out of 18,000 restaurants in London. Pretty soon, he's like in the top 1,000, top 500, top 100, and then number 1 because nobody can submit a bad review because nobody's gone to the fucking restaurant.
Yeah.
So pretty soon his phone starts blowing up from people trying to get reservations. He just picks up the phone. He's just like, "No, we're booked. Sorry." And which of course just makes them want to come back more.
Yeah.
He starts getting calls from higher and higher profile people, like PR firms, like companies are trying to like throw events at this restaurant.
Yep.
Celebrities, agents are calling him. Like it's fucking crazy. And then so he finally decides to have people to this restaurant, which is literally just the shed in his backyard of his apartment that he's paying £800 a month for in London. He calls the restaurant the Shed at Dulwich, and so he has people come. He blindfolds them so they don't see where he lives because this is his home.
Yeah.
He hires actors to pretend to be eating and like enjoying the food. He puts two of these guys like on top of the shed, like they're sitting at a table on top of the shed. And then so he brings in actual customers, and proceeds to serve them like Easy Mac, and like cup of noodles, and like Ferrero Rocher chocolates for dessert. Like this is literally the meals that he serves them. He doesn't charge them, so he doesn't get sued.
Yep.
But then like the exit interviews are incredible. People are like, this was one guy. The funniest is one guy being like, it kind of tasted like something from my childhood. It was like, yeah, dude, I bet you grew up eating Kraft mac and cheese.
Yeah.
People being like trying to get reservations again, being like, that was great. So anyway, he's done a bunch of shit like that. And anyway, what was interesting about meeting him, like I like talking to him. He's very funny. He was a very nice guy. But what was interesting about meeting him in that context is that I was there at a friend of a friend's. I don't know these people really at all. I just know them through my buddy. I don't really have many friends. I don't have many friends like this. Exorbitantly wealthy. And from what I gathered, everybody was there just through connections of knowing the host. And like in terms of like their families knew them, or they'd grown up around the same place, or they lived near each other in New York or whatever. He seemed to be the only guy there who was there on some kind of merit, because he'd done something interesting and people had wanted him to be there for that reason. Yeah. And it just struck me as so like
that Curb episode where Larry's only at the party to like be cordial.
Right. Yeah, kind of, yeah.
You weren't cordial at all.
Yeah. But it was just so fitting because that's the theme of all his videos, is him sort of insinuating himself in high society in these ways. Yep. And so to meet him at a party where like it's like when we got there, he was like running out of the house to the guest house in a bathrobe because he'd slept all day after drinking until 8 a.m.
Hell yeah.
So he's just like he's
one of us, dude.
This is his skill, is he just gets into these places, knows how to fraternize with the people, and then bros the fuck down. Yeah. Like, it's like this rules. Yeah, it's an interesting type of person.
Yeah. He's using his powers for good, at least.
I think so. Yeah. Yeah.
It's all pretty benign, and they kind of make you think about stuff. Like, do you think there is objective quality of things? Because he's suggesting that you can feed people mac and cheese and Ferrero Rocher, whatever, which they're all enjoyable in their own way, but they're not fine dining. So but if with the right expectations and ambiance and mindset, people will think it's a special experience. So do you think there is objective quality, or it's all just?
I think there is objective quality, but I think there's the point he makes in the video, because that's exactly what he talks about. Is like. But specifically, like the theme among his videos is the impact of the internet and of algorithms, and just what we see online. Like #1 on TripAdvisor, all these reviews, like that flying in the face of our lived experience, like what we notice with our own senses,
Right.
You know, like that is, you know, you taste the mac and cheese, the Kraft mac and cheese taste in your mouth is at war with the knowledge you have.
Cognitive
from this
dissonance.
website.
Yes.
This cognitive dissonance.
Yes. Yep.
And so, you know, we all suffer from that.
So you either have to say TripAdvisor was wrong, or no, this is good. Like, well, TripAdvisor can't be wrong, so this is good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it just well, it also goes to show like why people are going to something like that. It's not necessarily because they're foodies and they're
Right.
looking for this incredible gastronomic experience. They're just looking to be one of the cool people who got to do this.
Right.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me of how, like, I feel like the high art world is very much this now, where it's about, like, how much money do you spend on the painting as opposed to does the painting actually do something for you? Like, is it beautiful to you?
Didn't some
Is it
dude
interesting
like
to you?
tack a banana peel to a wall and it sold for like a bunch of money?
$1 billion
Yeah,
dollars,
yeah,
probably.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just the fact of the ownership of the piece.
Yeah.
You know? And, like, you could call it money laundering, you could call it a scam, you know. But, yeah, I think, like, it's what you were saying. It's, like, that objectivity of quality.
Yeah.
Especially at the very highest levels, it really goes out the window.
Right.
Yeah, he uses his powers for good. It's funny, though, because, like, I also got little glimpses of his ability to manipulate people.
Yeah.
Like, not just in his presence there. Not that he's necessarily manipulating anybody there. I think everybody was happy to have him.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, there were just little moments in conversation where he would say things in jest, and I would completely buy it. Like, just the way he said it. He had me believing for, like, a solid 10 seconds before somebody was like, dude, he's fucking with you, that he'd gotten stick and poke tattoos on his dick the night before. He said this across the dinner table. Like, the tattoo conversation we were just having. He was like, oh, yeah, last night. Like, yeah.
Sick.
Anyway.
It's a good gag.
what is the name Oobah? Do you know that?
Irish.
Okay.
he's
So
Irish.
that's his real name.
Yes, and British. It was funny at one point, like, he and I had gone inside to get drinks, and I was walking out, and he, like, held the door for me, and I was, like, trying to hold the door for him.
Yeah.
And he was like, please, as a British person, politeness, it's all we have left. Like, word. He says Marcus Aurelius is a boring cunt.
Hot take.
Yeah, hot take. Hot take. You know. Anyway,
Hell yeah, dude.
that was my weekend.
Sounds sick.
Yeah.
You were living in a high society, dude. I like that.
I
like that for you.
It feels like gonzo journalism.
Yeah.
It always, whenever I'm around people like this, I feel like that main character in The Great Gatsby who, like, doesn't belong at all,
Right.
and is just sort of like this drunk fly on the wall. Like, what is going on here?
Yeah. Yeah, you were just on shrooms, just like, whoa.
Yeah, yeah. That was the other thing, is that Lucas and I earlier that afternoon had taken mushrooms, and we just expected it to be like a microdose. If anybody's taken mushrooms before, you know that it helps. Like, you can't sleep on mushrooms, and we were tired, so we were like, okay, this will act as a mild stimulant to get us through the rest of the day. Within half an hour, the walls were melting, and we were like, fuck. And so, yeah, walking into that house and having to, like, introduce myself to all these people who were, like, already judging me to begin with, was like, that was a tough moment. But eventually they got to a manageable level, and I could just laugh hysterically at everything that was going on.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it was a good time. It'll be a long time before I have an experience like that again. So
Do you have to take a boat to Nantucket?
I did, yes. Yeah, it's like $80 round trip.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's like a ferry out there?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, Nantucket is exactly the kind of place that, like, much like owning a boat, like, you don't want to own a boat. You want a friend that
Yes.
owns it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, to deal with, like, the politics of living in such, like, a rarefied place, having a place in such a rarefied place.
Yeah.
Dealing with, like, club dues and all, like, the gossip and stuff. It's nice to just have a friend who's there that I can see occasionally.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not my, like, Dave Portnoy, I think, is an example of somebody who, like, really buys into this idea that that's the ultimate, and, like, that you've made it if you have your house on Nantucket.
Yeah.
I don't really feel that way, but fortunately, I'll never have that kind of life.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter. In any event.
Yeah, who knows? You might do. You could.
Yeah, maybe. Where would you guys buy houses if money was no object? It's honestly not something I've thought about that much.
No.
Yeah.
Because I just assume it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
I don't know. South of Spain sounds pretty good, right?
No kidding. Have you been to
I
Spain?
studied abroad in Granada.
Cool. What was that like?
Rules, man. So Granada, it is like kind of like a medieval city in some way. I mean, it was the last Muslim city in Spain before it was taken over, and they have this giant Muslim fortress called the Alhambra, and it's beautiful. And the cool they have a local custom that if you buy a drink at a bar, you get a free tapa. They just give you free food. So like that's just dinner. It's just you buy like 3 drinks and then you eat.
Oh my god!
Incredible, dangerous but incredible.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And that's like most bars have the free food. Yeah. Which in a way is I mean, it's probably actually helping people not get super drunk in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
They're building a
Filling
base
the
of
belly
food.
up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
That sounds amazing.
It's really good.
That's how I want to have all of my meals.
Yeah.
There's a tapas place called Barcelona around here.
It's great.
Unbelievable.
It's weird though because like the Barcelona, it's like you're spending a lot of money at that restaurant for like a little bit of food. I'm like the tapas aren't free with the beer, you know.
Right,
That's
yeah, Barcelona's that's a special occasion.
yeah.
And
It's nice. It's good. It's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, you guys have both done cool overseas things.
I mean, you could join the Peace Corps if you want to, bro. Get eaten alive by mosquitoes, 100-degree heat.
Still cool, dude.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But nah, not for me.
Where would you buy a house?
I don't know, dude. I'm on a New York kick right now. Probably somewhere.
Yeah.
Somewhere in New York.
That's my feeling about New York is like I would never want to live there unless I had like a ton of money, you know.
Exactly.
Because like otherwise you're living in a shoebox. Like if you have a normal amount of money, it's insanely expensive. I know you're from New York, but yeah.
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 I grew up in Brooklyn, and it was already getting crazy.
Yeah.
But now it's like completely insane.
Yeah.
It's on-
I think like within our lifetimes, New York will probably get to like a borderline dystopic place where like there's literally not a single middle class person on the Isle of Manhattan, which is a wild thing to contemplate. It's like a dark, like that's real like end of the Roman Empire type shit.
Sure.
You know, it's like there's not a single person bringing like real vibes to this place. Everybody just, yeah. I don't know.
But like New York, I feel like it has the best comedy, the best food. It has the best of everything.
Yeah,
but I
it's
feel
the
like
best of everything,
it's
yeah.
just like unlivable. At least to me, at least
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think for comedy wise though, it is
It's the best.
It's
Yeah.
the logical next step.
Subjectively,
from
yeah.
where we're at.
Yeah. I think New York. It's like it attracts the kind of person who. So like the times that I've visited since I've moved there, I've like understood how somebody could put up with living in the shoebox because the ambition in the air is so infectious,
Right.
that if you're just in the mindset of like comedy is your eat sleep like think comedy, you don't care that you're in like you're literally just there to sleep and shower,
Right.
and then you're gone.
Yep.
So it's kind of irrelevant.
Yeah, Jon Stewart talks about like when he started out, he was living in a shitty apartment. He was working at a bar during the day. He was like doing comedy all night. He's like, I was never so happy. Like it was like objectively the poorest he's ever been, and he was so happy.
Yeah. I mean, I feel pretty comfortable here, and I really like being near Davis. But I spend very little time. It's ironic because like this is the best setup I've ever had for like my TV and my video games and shit. The kind of stuff I dreamed about as a kid.
Yeah.
Right.
Just being able having a big TV in front of my room, in front of my bed and my couch.
Yeah.
And now I'm never in here. I'm never in here. This is the most like doing the podcast is the most time I spend here.
Yeah.
And like watching Game of Thrones, or House of the Dragon rather.
Yep.
Yeah.
Great segue, dude.
Yeah, dude. I wanted to tell you about what happened with Game of Thrones because it's interesting. I don't know if you know this, but like
for the listener, I've never watched Game of Thrones. I'm one of those guys.
Not a one episode.
Not one episode.
Wow, all right.
Not one episode. Congratulations.
I guess, yeah.
At least you don't make it part of your personality. There was a kind of person when Game of Thrones was airing that was like, I've never seen a single episode. It's like, congratulations, you're missing out on a fun thing.
Yeah,
like,
sure. No, I just never got around to it. I don't know. I like
That's
Lord of the
perfectly
Rings.
respectable.
I like fucking shit like that. I would probably love it.
Yeah, that to me is a respectable, like, it's a 1,000-hour commitment. Like,
Yeah.
that makes sense. But what was interesting about what happened with Game of Thrones is it's almost like a biblical, like, warning story in the sense that, like, these two writers, Benioff and Weiss, I think, they were doing a great job for several seasons, and then for the last 2 seasons so they went beyond what has been written in the series. So R.R. Martin's books are, like, he's working on the last one called The Winds of Winter.
Yeah.
People suspect that, I mean, he's fat and old, you know, people suspect that he could die before he finishes it. And
it's still not out?
Yeah, it's still not
2
out.
more books he's supposed to write.
Yeah.
And he hasn't even... Since the show started, there were 2 more books that were supposed to come out. And not one of them has come out.
Oh, really?
And I made a bet with... So I was reading the books, and I had a friend who was reading the books. And my friend was so naive, he said, oh, well, surely all the books will come out before the TV series ends. He's like, he wouldn't let the show end his project. And I'm like, oh, he will. So we made a bet on that, $20 or whatever. And I, of course, won the bet. And now he's gone completely the other way. Now he says neither of the other books will come out. Now he's like, he's a complete
They'll never
cynic.
come out.
He doesn't think even the 6, so there's 6 and, it should be 6 and 7 books.
Yep.
He says, he doesn't even think the 6th book will come out. I said, no, I think the 6th one will come out, the 7th one won't. So now we have a double or nothing. We have a bet that if George R. R. Martin dies before the 6th book comes out, I owe him, I don't know, 40, whatever it is.
$40.
$40. 40 whole dollars.
Yeah.
$40.
But if he gets it out, I get $40. So
Yeah, I mean, who
Just the
knows with
6th
this
book.
guy?
just the 6th. He doesn't have to make. I don't think he'll make it to the 7th. But I think the 6th one could come out. I think it could happen.
He's in rough shape.
Yeah, he's
isn't he?
not. He's not looking great.
He doesn't look great.
Yeah. Let's get a...
Dude, him on South
Let's
Park
get a
was...
sit rep on
Him
all
on
the
South Park
R.R.
was
Martin.
phenomenal.
R?
Yeah. The pizzas, they're coming.
75 years old, yeah. Well, I don't know. He could run for president.
Yeah, right?
And then
Yeah.
finish the books.
Right.
You know? Yeah, if we have 2 presidents in their 80s, I think he can finish.
I think he can finish 1 book.
Yeah. I mean, the thing...
I don't know if he wants to, but yeah.
Well, one of the things about this guy that...
Well, now he might also be, like, trying to, like, kind of match the show, too. Maybe that's slowing him up a little bit.
Well, the problem is
Maybe he's like, fuck. They kinda-
I don't think he gives
This
a
sucks.
fuck about the show.
Well, I
Yeah.
think the show came out and they probably used some of what he was intending. I think he told them everything he knew, and the ending that they had was not well received. So now I think he is stuck because he's like, well, people didn't like the. He did like a trial balloon of like, well, this is the ending I had. People didn't like it. Well, what the fuck am I going to do now?
Yeah.
What an
So-
interesting dilemma. I hadn't
Yeah.
thought about that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I honestly don't think the ending. I think the ending, if it had been executed, but like I don't have a problem with a lot of the plot points. It was just how it was executed, if that makes sense.
Right.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
like, you know, in a well written way, with more episodes, more time, and you know.
So those 5 are the Game of Thrones books that are out right now? Is that what it is?
Winds of Winter's not out yet.
And A Dream of Spring, I think, is the also
Yeah,
the one that
that's-
he's working on.
Oh, that's why they don't have dates. Okay.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
So the first one came out in 96.
Yeah.
The second one was 98. Is that what this is? Yeah. 98. And then 11, 18. Oh, so he's taking...
Yeah.
There was
taking
like
a bit
something
of
like
time.
a
So there must
7.
be one in between those.
I think even between the 4th and the 5th books, there was like maybe a 7-year gap or something. I mean, so he's taken a lot of time before, but
Yeah.
Well, I think as these things get bigger and bigger, he cares more and more. It's. I mean, he's also like one of the things that made Game of Thrones so great is that there's no crowd service whatsoever. He does not give a fuck what the audience wants or likes or expects. He which made the show so fucking engaging because you just, no matter how much you might love a character, they might get brutally murdered at any moment.
Yeah.
So there's no guarantee. It's not like watching a Star Wars movie where you know that Death Star is going to blow up eventually.
Yes.
You know, there's
Yeah,
none of that in Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that it fits with his character as an author that he's just like, yeah, I might finish the books. I might just keel over and die.
Yeah.
Fuck all of you.
Yeah,
You know?
That's the complexity of life. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes authors die.
Yes, sometimes authors die.
Yes.
But yeah, anyway, the what happened with Benioff and Weiss, these guys writing the series, is that the last 2 seasons they had the outline for what generally how the books are supposed to go, but they got hired to write the next Star Wars movie, and so they rushed the writing and production of the last 2 seasons. They just cranked it all out.
Yeah.
Tons of speaking of fan service, shit tons of fan service. Like, the first shot is one of the main characters opening up from a coma with a man bun. You're like, oh, we're fucked. Like, this is just giving the female audience exactly what they want.
Yeah.
All the plots.
And those Star Wars movies sucked too.
Well, what's awesome is that once they bombed the Game of Thrones seasons, Disney fucking fired them.
Oh, really?
So they bombed it for nothing.
Yeah.
Like,
And they had a whole other series planned that was gonna be called Confederate, and it was, I don't know if you heard about this. It was supposed to be like, what if the South won the Civil War? And then it was which was like kind of a cool idea, but then people started realizing, no, wait, like they're gonna have to write intelligently about like slavery and like race relations. They're like, no, and like just America just rose up and said, we don't want you to do this.
Yeah.
So they got fired off of that
Please
too.
don't do this. Yeah.
So-
that is a great concept for a show.
Yeah,
What a fascinating-
and I guess no one just trusted them to do it well. So yeah, so they really, they kind of. I mean, I'm sure they're doing fine, but they kind of ran.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd be on Prozac if I were them. Like, it's literally Icarus. Like, they flew too close to they flew too close to the mouse, and they got burned.
Too close to the White Walkers.
Yeah.
Oh, this guy knows the terminology.
I know that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I heard that it was like the most uneventful thing of all time in TV.
It's no good.
They had been, that's what was so fucking gut-wrenching about these last 2 seasons, is that they built up these events, these sort of cataclysmic events, for fucking 5 seasons that were so well paced. Like, the pacing was so fucking good. And then they just showed up and everybody died and it was just over.
Yeah.
it was the most nothing ending.
She killed like one of them, right? That's what I heard.
Yeah, there was just one, which like...
And it killed all of them?
Yeah.
Which like...
Video game ending.
It was,
Yeah.
literally
That's great.
Death Star ending.
Yeah.
You just shoot it into this one hole, and the whole thing blows up. Which also, I honestly wouldn't have had as much of a problem with. It's just that it was like 5 minutes after the White Walkers make their first like major appearance. So it's like, if the White Walkers had been fucking shit up for like a season or something, and then they finally managed to figure this out, then okay, fine. But it was like they crossed the wall and then died instantly. It was like, fuck this. I've never seen 2 seasons of TV more universally panned than these 2. There was not a
and to
single,
go from such acclaim before.
Yeah. This is well trodden territory.
Sure.
Game of Thrones season.
Hot
But
take.
anyway,
Yes.
Yeah, hot take. Those guys suck. But House of the Dragon is cool because they appear to have learned their lesson. So this guy I was hanging out with this weekend in Nantucket, Lucas, he's a huge fan of the series. He tells me that they appear to have learned their lesson, that they're paying very close attention to the books. All the characters.
Is it the same writers that...
No, different writers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And they're really adhering to R.R. Martin's source material.
Even though this one is more of just like a hit, like the source material is like a history book almost, it's not like he didn't write full novels about this. It's just he wrote a general history of this time period or something like that.
Yeah. This guy has like filled out the Game of Thrones universe about as much as anybody's ever filled out a fantasy universe ever. He's just written lore books that are like literally marketed as like a history book of the realm.
Yeah.
I've been liking House of the Dragon.
Hell yeah.
I've also been liking The Boys. Have you been watching The Boys?
I have, yeah.
Dude.
I think I watched the first 3 episodes.
Dude, the 4th one is crazy.
Is it?
Yeah.
Alright, fuck.
Yeah.
That came out on Friday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get like, this isn't too much of a spoiler. You get Homelander's like origin story.
Oh, sick,
Yeah.
dude.
How he became.
Hell yeah.
Do you watch The Boys at all? Fish?
Well, I've seen a few episodes in the first season, but not a ton. Yeah.
What a show.
Dude, I love it so much. I don't know.
People are so mad about Frenchie kind of being gay.
Of course they were mad about that.
Yeah.
It seemed a little weird to me that like
It kind of seemed forced,
like,
but it was like, you know.
it didn't. But it made sense for his character that he would be gay.
Yeah, dude, he's a little
Yeah.
slut, dude.
Yeah, he's
A little French fucking
yeah.
slut, dude. Obviously, he's gay.
Yeah, he's French.
yeah.
We should have known.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, he's also just like an anything goes, open-minded kind of guy.
Yeah.
He's been like that from the beginning. I guess what I could understand taking issue with is like, we're midway through season 4 right now. There's no inkling that we've known this guy intimately for 3.5 seasons.
Yeah.
There's no inkling that he's gay.
Yeah.
But, whatever. Yeah, there's so much like life imitates art, art imitates life in this show.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Homelander's just such a sick character, dude.
It's one of my favorite performances from an actor.
Oh, dude, he's so good.
Oh my god, this guy rules.
Anthony Starr? That's
Anthony
his name?
Starr.
Yeah.
I don't know. Have you seen him in anything else?
My friend was telling me to watch a show that he was in. I forget what it's called though. It's on Showtime or something like that. It's another.
I'll check it out.
It's not a superhero show. It's like.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. I'm blanking. My friend Jimmy told me to watch another show that he's in, and he only watched it because of Homelander.
Oh, cool.
Because he was in it. So, yeah. And he said he's sick in that too. So he's just a good actor.
Yeah, dude. Dude, there was something interesting that happened between these last 2 seasons that I thought was so like. One of the characters, Starlight. I don't know if you remember her. She was in the first-
Plastic surgery.
The plastic surgery thing. Did we already
Yeah.
talk about this?
We did when she originally had it because
Right,
I
yeah.
brought up that she looked weird in a Instagram or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the girl who was hosting the party that I went to, like, had, in my estimate, obviously nobody's talking about this, but I'm pretty sure she'd had the same like jaw extension surgery.
Jaw
So-
extinction?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Matt Rife looks like handsome Squidward.
That's good. Yeah.
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 Yeah. Look up the Starlight actress.
So you see how she has this rounded like girlish
Yeah.
features, and then boom, like this yeah.
Are you saying Matt Rife had it done too, you think?
Yeah, dude, for sure.
Yeah.
Matt Rife has had a lot of work done.
The teeth.
Yeah, I think he got nose, chin, the buccal fat removal.
Someone
Wow.
said he used that thing where you just
Handsome,
bite.
he is handsome Squidward.
Someone was saying that he used that thing that you just like bite. It's like a jaw strengthening thing that you just bite down on all day. It's like a workout, and it does that. I guess,
Well, I mean,
but I don't know, dude. That looks extensive. He literally has no chin in that first picture.
hey, maybe he did it. Maybe he did it. That he should be the spokesperson for, if that's real, he should be the spokesperson for that product because
For sure,
holy shit, that is
Yeah.
a transformation.
Yeah.
I like people are just turning themselves into like cartoon characters.
Yeah.
I feel like that you don't see that chin shape outside of DC Comics. You know what I'm saying? That's,
Yeah.
He looks like
Yeah.
the Crimson Chin.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's comic book characters, and also my
Shout out Jay Leno, dude.
I was
Perhaps
watching,
his finest work.
Yeah, one of his
my
best.
God.
One of his best.
Yeah, it is funny to imagine like people going into the office of a plastic surgeon and being like, "Give me the Leno."
He was ahead of his time.
Yeah, and it's so funny too that men and women are getting the same surgery, so it's
Right.
like everybody's trying to look the same. It's weird.
Everyone saw that handsome Squidward photo and they're like,
Yeah,
yes,
fuck.
this is the future.
I need this.
I feel like the only difference is males are like squared off, and the female they want like the pointed chin.
True.
I think that's the
Yeah.
difference. Only
Right.
difference, but yeah. Still,
Yeah, but
strange.
they want sharpness in their features.
Yeah.
Is
Yep.
the common denominator.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyway, so I thought it was so interesting that the actress who played Starlight had this conflict. So when she got this surgery, Megyn
Yeah.
Kelly did a whole story about it, being like, "This is sad. What's happening? Like, this is a
Yes.
gorgeous girl. Why is she
Yeah.
destroying herself?" And like The Boys is all about PR and media and like this is
Right.
an audience capture and all
Right.
this stuff. So it's like
Yep.
this is literally what the show's about. Apparently, my buddy Lucas was telling me that like early on, because he was following Boys fan groups on Facebook when
Yeah.
it first came out, and like it almost instantly divided down political lines where like half the fans were neo-Nazis and half the fans were super progressive.
Yeah.
And they both had each other's boogeymen as like their idea for who Vought is a metaphor for. So it's like the liberals are like, oh, Vought is clearly Viacom and Fox News.
Yeah.
And the conservatives are like, Vought is clearly just the Jews. Like
Guilty.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the conservative half, one of the things they glommed onto pretty early on is that Starlet is ugly, which is a hilarious thing. Like, I mean, these are neckbeards in their basements who've never gotten pussy in their lives, saying that this gorgeous girl is dog shit.
Yeah.
And then she succumbed to them. Apparently, this is what seems to have happened.
That's very sad.
Insane.
Yeah, it's pretty sad. Pretty funny too.
No, it is funny.
Yeah.
I liked her. I thought she looked better before.
I think she looks significantly better before. Yeah, I think plastic surgery is as good as it is not noticeable.
Yeah.
Like the
I
moment.
mean, at least she should have just got like some Sydney Sweeney's on
Yeah.
her. You know?
Yeah. That's the change I want to see in between seasons. She comes back with
Just with some straight mommy milkers, dude.
just the melons.
Oh, also, the dude who plays Huey is Dennis Quaid's kid. Did you know that?
He looks just like Dennis Quaid.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Mm-hmm.
I had a funny moment between these last two seasons where Mother's Milk, the black dude,
Yeah.
he lost a lot of weight.
Mm-hmm.
So much so, I thought they'd replaced him with a different actor. I thought they'd like Don Cheadle, Iron Man 2 him.
yeah.
And
He does look way different, but he looks good. He looks good, dude.
Yeah.
Good for him. See, that's the good change. I like that change.
Yeah, that's
good.
fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Get shredded, dude.
Yeah.
Also, Billy the Butcher, another phenomenal character.
He
Dude.
rules. Yeah. Yeah,
I like
dude,
that Seth
if
Rogen's
your
a
hair
part of
was
that.
big enough, you'd kind of look like him.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah.
Not as good looking, but
Yeah. You just got to get huge.
just gotta say cunt a lot.
Yeah, put on an accent
Yeah.
and start like being a dick to people.
Maybe I should do that. Just fucking British accent at open mics now.
Yeah.
Just change my person. Wear a trench coat.
Wear a trench coat. Yes, dude. I need you in a trench coat.
A trench coat with these silly shirts underneath.
Yes.
That'd be sick.
Yes. I could be the deep. Deep fucking
Fucking
voice.
octopuses.
He's so funny.
Yeah, I saw something. Someone was saying people are more upset about Frenchie being gay than the deep fucking an octopus.
Yeah, it really speaks to where we're at as a culture. Yeah. Oh, man.
Yeah, what a great show.
I like Frenchie's love interest, the girl, the Asian girl.
Oh, yeah.
She's
Kamiko.
she's gorgeous.
Yeah.
She's somebody who definitely doesn't need surgery.
Yep.
You know, the interesting thing about the Matt Rife thing is, like, it kind of reminds me of how, you know, I remember when I'm not into sports anymore, but when I was big into baseball and steroids were such a big topic of conversation, as I suppose they still are,
I wish.
people would say about, like, for somebody like Alex Rodriguez, it's dumb because he's already an incredible player making tons of money. But if you're just an average guy who maybe starts, like, half the games of the season, you know, if you take steroids, you'll get caught after a few years. But in those 3 or 4 years, you hit 10 more home runs, you get signed for a couple million more bucks. There's no reason not to do it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
Matt Rife is kind of showing the same thing. It's like he got his face just fucking smashed to bits and rebuilt to look like handsome Squidward, and his career is going incredibly well.
Yeah.
It's kind of showing the world, like, hey, you know, this works.
For a few years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, one more Netflix special with a bad joke and he's gonzo,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah. Yeah, my algorithm certainly isn't swamped with him like it was when... I mean, he popped off harder than anybody I've ever seen pop off
Yeah.
for a comic.
All right, you convinced me. I'm going to get plastic surgery.
Yes. Yes.
Start doing crowd work clips.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I'm going to have to start talking to the audience, I guess.
Yeah.
This will be quite a shift for me.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I was going to say...
Me
this
too,
at the
dude. I do
beginning
no
of-
crowd work at all.
Yeah.
Which is why I have no clips online.
Dude, I did some crowd work at Grand 10 recently.
Yeah.
And, like, I was going back and forth with
Oh,
this black
this
dude
was
in
great.
the audience.
Dude, that was Mr. Mike's that Raul was talking about on here.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. Fucking maniac, this dude. And I'm going back and forth with him, and, like it goes fine. Like, it's not hilarious, but it's
Yep.
fine.
Yep.
And then I get off stage, and Brendan gets on stage, makes one... Apparently, I must have gotten this guy to, like, 99.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And Brendan gets on stage, dude freaks, makes one joke.
Yeah.
Makes one joke.
And it was funny. It was a good joke.
It was alright. It
Yeah.
was alright.
Nothing to spaz out over, though.
Nothing to spaz out over
Yeah.
is the main point. But the dude freaked the fuck out, threw
Yeah.
a glass.
Yeah.
They had to call the cops.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It was,
Yep.
Is this guy a comic, or he just watches
Well,
open mics?
I mean, who knows?
He's been to Nudia before. Remember the dude that was like kind of drunk and like heckling people at Nudia? His name was Mr. Mikes.
Okay.
That's what he goes
What is
by.
the meaning of life, Jason? Who knows? I mean, this guy.
Yeah.
He's just one of those characters.
But no,
you know?
he's been to Nudia and he sat like in the back but was heckling everyone, and then he got mad when no one was laughing at his jokes. And it's like, dude, you've heckled everyone in here while they were up there.
Gosh,
What do you expect?
I don't remember that at all. Yeah.
Was it one of the? It might have been
Maybe
just
it was-
me and Mike that week
yeah.
or something. I don't know. Yeah.
Gosh darn.
Yeah.
I would have loved
What
to
a-
have
what
that
a loss.
experience.
Yeah. Fuck.
Well, there was that other guy who came who just had negative energy, like really
Oh,
spooky
yeah.
energy.
Yep.
Everyone thought he was going to shoot
He
up
was
the
showing up
place.
to a couple different
Yeah,
nights
yeah.
that week,
Right.
and then he hasn't been back.
Yeah.
It's a year from that date, whatever day that is.
Yeah.
I'm not going to any open mics, dude. I'm telling you,
Who is this guy?
dude. This dude like was like saying like some crazy shit, bro.
He just had a very menacing energy to him.
No, but he was saying like shit like about like, oh, people make fun of school shooters and all this shit, and like, oh, the he went to the jungle and did that,
Yeah.
and then like spazzed out and left, and like that was the last time he's been at an open
What
mic
did he
in
look
Boston.
like?
Tall, dark hair.
He was
Wait.
going
I
by
don't know
like
who you're talking about.
something E or something. I
It
forget.
could have
what
been
the fuck
Mr.
his-
E or something like that.
Yeah, it could be Mr.
I
Mike's.
think
Oh, no.
anyone
Mr. E?
Mr. E. Yes.
Yeah.
I think he used another. I think he used different
He
names.
used different
each time.
names
Yeah.
at each mic that he went to
Right.
too.
Hmm.
So yeah, at that point, there's gonna be 1 week where I don't do any open mics next year, and yeah,
It really speaks to the world we all live in that, like, this guy, I'm rolling through the Rolodex in my head, this guy could be multiple people.
I feel like anyone whose stage name starts with Mr. Stay away from. Is what
Yeah.
I'm hearing.
What
Is-
is it about that?
What is it
Mr.
about Mr.?
Being sinister.
Yeah.
Mr. Sinister.
And your doctor disrespectful.
Yep.
What I mean, you know?
Yep.
It's titles. We can't have titles.
You can't
Yeah.
have titles.
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Only blacks are allowed to have cool stage names.
Yeah, and even they're pushing it with
Yeah.
the titles.
Yep.
Cool stage name by itself, fine.
Yep.
Yeah, one night at the Middle East, like, some kid went on stage and Phil was like, "Oh, you gotta use that as your stage name," and I immediately got on stage after. I was like, "Don't do it. Only black people get to do this. Don't let Phil trick you
Yeah.
into going into a black room and being like, you know, I'm magic perv or whatever."
Magic bird.
What the fuck are you talking about? Well, we've done an hour, fellas.
Hell yeah. We did
Starting
it.
to get hot in this room.
Yeah, it is.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Fuck this heat, dude.
Yeah, I know. Dude, the heat wave legitimately, like, fucked with my mental health for the first week. I had, like, trouble getting out of bed. It was bad.
Yeah, last week, especially that day, what was it, Wednesday? It was like 100 and something, dude. It
Yeah.
was like, I walked outside and I was almost like, I'm not fucking going to the Middle East right now. But then I was like, get to hang out with Davey and John, dude. It's a good time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Luckily, they had the air conditioner on in there. It was nice. So, it was fun.
Climate
yeah.
change. Woo.
Yeah, fuck the heat, dude.
Yeah.
Miami and weather. Wise.
Indeed. Yeah.
Alright.
All right. You guys got anything to promote?
Come
try
to
to put
the
this
New
down
Dia
next
open mic and laugh at people's sets, dude. That would be sick.
Yes.
We would love that.
even if
please
you're
come.
too high. Even if you think you're too high.
You're not too high.
Still, yeah.
In fact, we welcome that. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, just come in high as fuck and laugh. That's a good time. The Point every Tuesday. Hold on, I have an actual show, I think, next month. Just start promoting it.
Oh,
No.
dude.
July 26th at Grand 10 Distillery. Tiny's headlining. I am hosting. Brendan's band is closing it out. So that'll be fun.
That'll be great.
I think me and Shelby Liqueur are hosting together.
Excellent.
That'll be a good time. Yeah. And anything?
Come to New Dia. Come to Popcorn Comedy on July 11th at the Somerville Theater.
Hell yeah, dude. Great lineups as always.
Yes.
Peter, Lou, and Jason are the best,
Shit,
dude.
I didn't know you did that show.
It's me.
That's awesome.
Not far from you
I'm
at
gonna
all.
start going to that.
Yeah,
The
you're
Somerville
in the
Theater
area.
is one of my favorite
It rules.
buildings in general in all of Boston. The
Yeah.
place fucking rules.
Hell yeah, dude.
Dude, Brendan just gave me my booked me for my first headlining set.
Oh, yeah, he told me.
In
Yeah.
October.
Nice,
Like,
dude.
I think like the 27th.
I'm
or something like
I'm
that.
doing November. So
No
Hell
shit.
Yeah.
dude.
Look at us, man.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, chugging.
We're all doing it. I'm gonna be on yours for sure. He already
Yeah.
told me on Sunday.
Yeah. I figured I'd have you host.
That's what. Yeah, he said me and him might host together.
Word.
That'd be fun.
Word.
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah.
it'll be
Alright,
fun.
gentlemen.
Fuck yeah.
Thanks, Fish. This is fun, man.
Yeah, dude, I love this. Thanks for having me on.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Don't let them keep you down. What if